So I'm inside a library database, and I don't want to do an academic journal, but I find a periodical. And this is the periodical that I want to do. And notice I have the information here, the author, the title of the magazine, the title of the article, the date, the volume, issue, and all that. So let's go ahead and click on it. When the information comes up, then from here's where I can find all of the elements again and confirm that I have everything the way that they need to be done. So now I know that this article is not scholarly, but I'm going to see if there's a DOI. And no, there's no DOI because a lot of magazines are not going to have the DOI as opposed to their journal articles. Now, Scientific American is a magazine, but if I'm still not sure what kind of source that is, I can click right there on that title, and this gives me more information about this particular publication or periodical. Right here, I know periodical, that means it comes out, every so often, periodically. So it's like a magazine. It comes out once a month, and it is not peer-reviewed because it's a magazine. But I still want to use it because I find resources in there that I find that they're important. So the way that we would cite this, because it's coming from a database and it's a well-known resource, which is the Scientific American, it is not going to be hard to find. Then I can just treat this the same way that I would treat a print publication. So I would need to identify first the author, the date, title of the article, title of the magazine, and because it is a magazine, it's going to have a volume and an issue number and the page range. And that's all I need to do. I don't have to do anything else. If it had a DOI, then I would add the DOI. If I was working with the 6th edition of APA, then I would need to add a retrieval statement saying retrieved from, and because I found this on a database, I would have to pretend that I found it online. So I would have to go into Google and search for Scientific American and get the URL for the Scientific American's website. That's the 6th edition. For this edition, 7th edition, I don't have to do that. Now, if I were to click on the Cite tool, let me see what it would do. And it's right here. So that is pretty much on target. It's got the author the way it's supposed to be done. It's got the year. Then it's got the title of the article. But then again, this has the wrong capitalization because biggest, psychological, and experiment, that would need to be in lowercase. Scientific American is fine, comma, it's got the volume, the issue, and the page range. And that's it. That's all I have to do. So I just have to correct just these minor little things. And if I needed to do the in-text citation, it would be, again, just Denworth 2020. Like we've been doing in the other ones. And there's no page number to refer to it. Now, I'm not going to trust this particular one. So, but I'm going to copy it. Click on copy, and I'm not going to do it from scratch because you get the idea of how to do that. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to continue working with the ones that I've been working on so far. And I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste it. So then here's Denworth, the date. Now let me look at a guide that shows me how to do this. Okay, so now I'm inside the Purdue OWL, and here's how to do an article in a magazine or a periodical. And again, here's the author, the date. Oh, I need to include in there the month. And then here's, the title of the article, the title of the magazine, the volume, the issue, and the page range. So let me make those minor adjustments into my citation. So that's why it's always good to check the rules. So go back into my source. Let me look at it big again. Let me close out of that citation. And it's July. So I need to add the word July in there. I'll go right there, comma, July. And I do need to change the capitalization in these words. Lowercase. Okay, and then that's it. No retrieval statement, no DOI, and that's the end of it. So that's how you could do any articles from either newspapers or magazines that you find in the library's databases. The only time that you may need to put in retrieve from and the name of the database is if your professor wants that information. So for me, just follow the true form for APA style. I'm not making any adjustments to the requirements that deviate from the style. But it's perfectly okay, like I said before, that if a professor wants extra information or extra elements, you go ahead and add it, whatever they decide that they would like to see, because it's important for the research project. So we've covered throughout this set of videos basic overviews of how to format the paper, the differences between the 7th and 6th edition when it comes to formatting and citation. In-text is basically the same thing with the exception of multiple authors. If you have 3 and more authors, then there's a slight difference in the in-text citation, like what we've covered up in the top here in previous videos. So I think this is the end of the series. The last thing that I would need to do is just make sure that all of my font matches, and I can just highlight everything again. And I've got a lot of citations here, a lot of cleaning up I got to do. So I'm going to highlight all of my sources. Oh, a lot of sources here. So I'm going to make the page big again, and I'm going to make sure that I apply, because I've copied from different places. I've got weird font that does not match. So just make sure that you take a look at it and make sure that it's correct, that all the formatting, that nothing gets messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and then text. Okay, so now everything should be in the proper order, but now I just have to fix the extra lines that I've made. There you go. So now that's looking better. Oh, I forgot. This particular one is accepted font. Calibri 11 is also acceptable. So I made a mistake, so I need to go and change that again. So it's good, that way you can keep an eye on it and make sure that all of your font matches. Calibri 11 and Arial, those are also accepted font styles in the 7th edition. So there we go. Now it's looking much better. Then, again, another thing to remember and to keep in mind is every time I have a citation here is because I'm going to have a citation inside my essay. And as I'm looking through it, just make sure that everything matches properly, and that if you have a citation here, that you have it down here at the bottom. And that is all I have as far as APA videos for tonight. Thank you.